Welcome to Corvette Today, the podcast that talks about everything Corvette, with your host Steve Garrett, MC and DJ at one of the largest Corvette weekends in the country, Corvette Fun Fest, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 40 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google" or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. Be sure and visit the updated Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can also access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join the Corvette Today Facebook group there and sign up for Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at corvettetoday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, you can subscribe to the Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube. And be sure and patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 different unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvettes. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit aerolarri.com, that's AEROLARRI.com, and use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. And Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products, the official exhaust of Corvette Today. Also, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. And a shout out to Corvette Forum and CanadianCorvetteForum.com, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. It's time now for the latest Corvette news and headlines with my pal Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Keith is here every other week to keep us current and up to date on what's happening with America's sports car. Keith, welcome back to the show. It's the first full week of summer. It's hot, and so is Corvette news.
Man, we got so much news to share. I'm really looking forward to this podcast, Steve.
This will be great, buddy. Let's start out, as we always do, with a Corvette production update at the Bowling Green Assembly Plant.
Absolutely. So, we've been cooking along these last few months. It doesn't seem to be too many issues, but we did have a part supply issue that affected production on Friday, June 16th. We were looking at the numbers that come out through Roger Keel's spreadsheets and found that there were only 17 Stingrays produced and 2 Z06s made on that day.
Wow.
And actually, the shutdown sort of started the shift before. So that Thursday night shift, looks like there were 0 cars, and then that continued on Friday where they were able to put together just 19 cars total. We heard that the cause may be chassis rails. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but that it would be something obviously that would affect production of all cars, Z06 and Stingrays. The good news is the plant did seem to recover from that the following Monday, and we've been watching the production total since, and all have been good. So can't complain about that. What we've got right now for the counts, we're showing approximately 39,501 total Corvette Stingrays produced. That's the total. The combined number is 35,721 regular Stingrays, and then 3,780 70th anniversary Stingrays. Huge number there. We're getting ready to just cross over 40,000 Stingrays probably by Monday or Tuesday this week is what will happen there. Z06 production, again, just really moving along nicely. 3,100 regular Z06s and another 615 70th anniversary models. I think we're looking at a total of around 3,723 Z06s. They seem to be moving that number up nicely. We were wondering if they were even going to reach the 3,000 total, and now we're closing in on 4,000. So that's all good news. Our total count right now for 2020 2023 Corvette production stands at approximately 43,224 as of, I think, Thursday of last week. So, yeah, we are continuing to move forward. We think that the team's trying to break at least 50,000. It would make it the third highest production model year ever in the 70 years of Corvette. I don't know if we can get to the 53.8, which is the top spot held by the 79s, but it's going to be interesting, and we'll just have to see what happens there.
I'm looking forward to it. This will be a photo finish, buddy.
Yes, it will. We'll be counting every single one.
Absolutely. And speaking of Z06s, I saw that last week we got Z06 allocation, which is probably the last for the model year, and orders will go in this week.
Yeah, this should be the final order cycle for the 2023 model year. This one was mostly Z06s, with just a smattering of Stingrays allocated to some of the dealers that we had talked to. Chevy had been doing 2 order cycles per month. You know, usually they'll do a Stingray in the earlier part of the month, and then they followed up with a Z06 order cycle 2 weeks later. Well, in June, they skipped that early Stingray, and we were told that, oh, no, it's going to happen the week of June 22nd. But instead of Stingrays, we got mostly Z06s. The good news, though, with the Z06 order is that it appears that the Z07 numbers have been boosted as well. We're hearing constraints of the Z06's carbon flash metallic aero, but the required ground effects for the Z07s are mostly visible carbon fibers, what people want, and that seems to be in good supply right now. And there are carbon flash metallic aero out there as well. We're looking to see how this is all going to shake out, how many more orders this will push into the system. But I think we are really the final order period for the cars. We're thinking that with that Z07 push, currently that's right around 22%, I believe, of Z06 production, 1 out of 5 or so are Z07s. We think that might actually get up to 25 to 30% by the time they're done. That's the good news there. We are really concerned about the Z07's total numbers out there. We may have some additional allocations after this order cycle. There'll be onesies and twosies, as we like to call them. But for the most part, it looks like this is it for the 2023 model year, including the 70th anniversaries. It looks like they've all been spoken for.
That's cool. And also, I was excited to see that they're targeting the E-Ray to be shipping starting in mid-October this year.
Yeah, it seems like unlike the Z06 last year, which kind of seemed to be getting pushed back and back and back, we feel like the E-Ray keeps getting moved up forward and forward more. We talked about this with Chevy had sent out an update on the Forza Motorsports game. Last time we talked about it, there was the E-Ray and the Cadillac LMDH Racer were going to be on the cover.
Right.
So another update went out saying that the new game would be released on October 10th. And in that release, there was a quote from Corvette product marketing manager Harlan Charles, who said the following. He says, "We are excited to see the first customer impressions of Corvette E-Ray, both in real life and through Forza Motorsport, being shared at the same time." And it tells us that on October 10th is when the game starts, that there'll be some Corvette E-Ray customers out there that'll have their cars in real life as well. We know that 2024 Corvette ordering will begin July 27th, and we still think we're going to see a staggered approach to that, with Chevy doing maybe 1 week orders for the Stingray. Maybe the second week they do a combined Z06 E-Ray order cycle. We're just going to have to watch that and see how production shakes out when it starts on September 5th. But again, good news. Before they're pushing it towards the end of the year, maybe even the first customer orders would be delivered in 2024. But yeah, it looks like we're going to get a full quarter of ownership in the fourth quarter this year.
That's pretty darn exciting, buddy. Something that wasn't exciting, Keith, I saw that a C8 owner was denied warranty because he had lowering collars, but he was having problems with his front end lift, and they denied that claim.
Yeah, we heard this about a year ago, and we actually talked to Jeff Strauser about it. His hands are really tied. Of course, Jeff was the guy that was in charge of that kind of warranty stuff. He's since retired. These owners, they use these aftermarket lowering collars to lower their Corvettes. This is on the front wheels. And apparently, this owner started to get notifications to service his front lift. The owner says that the techs actually told him that the problem with the lowering collars is that they can cause these front lift actuators to leak hydraulic fluid. And when they run dry, that's when your damage occurs to these modules. And he ended up paying like $2,000 for the service work out of pocket because of having these lowering collars on his car. So, not cheap. And again, it's always something to think about if you have front lift. If you do have front lift, this owner suggested that one alternative way to lower your car is to actually use lowering springs as opposed to these lowering collars. That's just something to consider when you're modifying your Corvette.
That's a good idea, that's for sure. Also, GM has issued a TSB, a couple of them as a matter of fact, one for the Z06 engine that was kind of leaking oil out of the front of the engine, and then they also had another TSB for the ticking noise, didn't they?
Yeah, we've got a couple of them, and the good news is that it looks like both these issues are easily resolvable, so everybody can breathe a sigh of relief out there. We're still kind of waiting for a final outcome from these people, but so we'll start first with the leaking oil. This was a member on the Corvette forum. He detailed a service visit to his local Chevrolet dealer regarding oil leaking from the front of his engine. A technical service bulletin issued back at the end of April seemed to cover what his problem was. Basically, the TSB states that the condition may be caused by improper front cover bolt torque and inadequate sealer adhesion at one of the 6 T-joint locations. To correct that, they install new front cover gaskets, and then they follow the revised sealing procedure. The C8 owner says that GM technicians actually came down to look at his car at the dealership.
Wow.
And they were told that they replaced all the gaskets because at the assembly plant, they did not have the proper silicone added to those gaskets, which is what was causing the leaking of the corners. Because they've already identified the problem at the plant, we're assuming that this is probably an issue that's been solved there. And now they're finding these affected cars that might have had that issue of the inadequate sealing at the plant. It looks like a low count issue. They can figure out the time period, know what cars are involved in that, and then get them fixed.
Good.
It looks like just correct bolt torques and sealer adhesion will do the trick on that.
That's good. And what about the ticking noise out of the LT6?
So we talked about this issue with the ticking noise about a month ago where some Z06 owners had that ticking sound coming. We actually played the sound from one of these guys. Chevrolet issued a preliminary information bulletin for this condition. They're looking for info. One of the owners that had that ticking sound says that his car could be fixed without actually removing the engine from the car. He says the fix involves new torque settings and possible replacement of these discs that sit on these valve retainers at the top of the engines. Again, it doesn't sound like it's going to be, you have to drop the engine and do this whole reworking of something. It's just something that can be done on the top of the engine with the engine still in the car.
Great.
We're actually waiting to hear back if that work eliminated the ticking noise. There's a lot of fingers crossed on that one, Steve.
Absolutely. Well, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, it'll be Corvette racing and Corvette rumors up next on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome will take your Corvette to new levels. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. Whether you've taken delivery of your C8 or have one on order, learn how Wheelcraft can help you transform the look of your Corvette and save you money. Durability is a defining feature of the Wheelcraft finish. Their PVD chrome is superior to traditional chrome with a finish that is brake dust resistant and cleans effortlessly with soap and water. We can also refinish existing chrome wheels. Wheelcraft offers factory wheels on exchange, or they can apply the PVD finish to your current wheels. No matter what generation you own, call Wheelcraft to transform the look of your Corvette. With every Corvette comes a unique story, and Wheelcraft has embraced this idea. When you purchase your new set of wheels, you receive a lifetime membership to the Wheelcraft Pit Crew, granting you access to your own page on Wheelcraft's website, where you can post pictures and tell your Corvette story. And don't miss Wheelcraft on the road. See their finish in person at Bloomington Gold in June and Corvettes at Carlisle in August. Wheelcraft will also be located on the Midway at Carlisle with their very own mobile tire installation on site. Exchanges of the C8's 5-spoke, Trident, 20-spoke, and Z06 wheels will take place on Installation Alley. Call early and place your order for installation at Carlisle. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call us at 833-639-4231. That's 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The Radiator Grill Store offers protection for your C8's front radiators and side intakes. They also carry front strut tower covers to prevent rusting and pooling water, all with do-it-yourself installation. Get 10% off your total purchase with promo code CT10. See the full line of products at radiatorgrillstore.com.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
Car Capsule brings you the official multi-award-winning Corvette SC1 Showcase. It's the ultimate form of protection, preservation, and presentation for your Corvette. No dust, mold, or mildew. This officially licensed GM product features all 8 Corvette flag logos, Corvette branding on the panels, a carbon fiber look and feel, and interior chip onboard lighting, plus the IntelliCharge battery charger with the fan backup system. It takes only 5 minutes to inflate, and it won't collapse when you open the doors or during a power loss. It's a freestanding drive-in, drive-out operation. See it at carcapsule.com or call 219-945-9493.
Are you ready to take your Corvette to the next level? Look no further than Classic Trim Customs. As the #1 supplier for American hydrocarbon, we've manufactured some of the most impressive Corvette parts on the market, from engine bay panels to splitters and side skirts. With over 30 years of experience in hydrographics, we've perfected the technique and use only state-of-the-art materials and equipment to ensure the highest quality and precision. Visit our website at ClassicTrimCustoms.com or give us a call at 305-258-3090 to learn more about our products and services. Whether you want to create a show-stopping ride or just add a touch of personalization, the sky is the limit with Classic Trim Customs. Let us help you create the Corvette of your dreams.
You're enjoying the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today.
Hey, thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Summer is here, and so is car show season. You want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. Every other week, we keep you current and up to date on what's happening in the world of Corvette. Keith, in segment number 2, let's talk about Corvette racing at Watkins Glen.
Yeah, this is the first race in more than a month for the number 3 C8R, which of course didn't go to Le Mans this year. They were back in action over the weekend for the Saline 6 Hours of the Glen at Watkins Glen. This actually starts a stretch of 4 races over 7 weekends, and it'll be these next 4 races that will most likely determine the outcome of the GTD Pro Class for the championship. Of course, we're recording this prior to the race on Sunday, so we'll have these results on the next podcast. But one other big note from this weekend event at Watkins Glen is that we are expecting Chevrolet to announce more about the makeup of the teams that'll be racing the new Z06 GT3Rs beginning next January at the Rolex 24. We know that Chevy's confirmed 4 Z06 GT3Rs will be racing at the Rolex 24. There'll be 2 in the GTD Pro class and then 2 in the GTD Amateur class. I think we're going to hear some team names and maybe some driver announcements coming up shortly. So come back in 2 weeks and we'll have that for you.
That sounds good. I'm excited about that. In the rumors category, Keith, we saw the C8 ZR1 prototypes, or at least we think those are what those are. Those that were spotted in Colorado.
Yeah, it's always fun to say we think they are because there could be more than something out there. And that makes things a little bit more spicy in our opinion, right?
Right.
We had this other sighting of ZR1 prototype testing in Colorado. A guy captured 3 camouflage prototypes leaving a hotel parking lot with a rapid blue Corvette Z06, which had the big wing arrow on the car, so we assume it's the Z07. This was actually the second sighting of the engineers in Colorado with these prototype C8s. And there's been some speculation that first sighting, the car that was with the prototypes looked to be an E-Ray. It had the wide body, quarter-mounted exhaust. We wonder if they would be testing a Z06 export model against the ZR1. That didn't seem to make much sense to us. We're thinking more that this could be a Zora, which is the twin-turbo ZR1s with the E-Ray electric drivetrain. At least we believe in that first sighting that was an E-Ray there. So it's pretty exciting to see these guys working out there. Again, these groups are different than what we've seen in Detroit. So there's multiple prototypes out there roaming. And again, that's a good thing.
And not to convolute it anymore, we did see 2 C8 prototypes on a drive. They were with 3 Silverado EVs. That's kind of confusing. What do you think that is?
Exactly. Mind-blowing. And back in Detroit, our spy photographers captured these group of Chevy engineers returning back from a drive on the public roads. And yeah, they had 2 C8s. One was a camouflage coupe with the large arrow. The other was a C8 convertible with the base arrow, it looked like. And along with them were these 3 white Silverado EVs. Normally, we see the Corvettes out on drives with cars like the Porsche GT2 RS, which we saw that a month ago when they were developing the Z06s. We had the Ferrari 458 with them. This answer could be as simple as these are just a group of Chevy engineers who are cross-testing or reviewing upcoming Chevy vehicles. Maybe they were just getting lunch. I mean, that could be the simplest answer of all. It could be about batteries and the electric motor propulsion systems that are found in the Silverado and rumored for the Zora. And maybe they're looking at these systems by engineers that specialize in the battery or EV technology. It could be a whole number of things, but I kind of like just let's get some lunch.
That's an option. It's a good option.
Let's get some lunch and blow some people's minds, right?
Exactly, and get those spy people out there talking about rumors on the Corvette. That's pretty funny. This is a big rumor, Keith, and this is huge news. We had some HP tuners that cracked the C8's ECM code, and now they're offering tuning support for the C8 and the ECM.
Yeah, this is a story about 4 or 5 years in the making, actually. Just a little history lesson here. GM uses what they call the Global B electrical architecture on the mid-engine Corvette, and it's designed to move massive amounts of data from like the various sensors and the control modules throughout the car. And it also allows for those over-the-air software updates that we get, so we don't have to take the cars to the dealership. One of the main strengths of the Global B is that these engine control modules were encrypted to protect the car from hackers and unauthorized updates. And of course, we know what Global B's cybersecurity also did was lock out the aftermarket. All these performance shops that would be able to tune a Corvette, that's all gone. Builders were able to do some limited workarounds. We saw that like on the Fuel Tech cars and on Amelia's cars where they added secondary ECMs and fuel delivery systems for tricking the sensors and not throwing engine lights and stuff like that. But that's not the same as updating your primary ECMs. What HP tuners did was they found a way to get support for that. It basically is unlocking your ECM. And what you do is you take yours out of your car, you send it to them, they do their magic on it, they send it back to you, and now you can use their software to do a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can look at boost and camshaft times and air-fuel ratios and ignition timing, torque management, all kinds of stuff. Like the story we did in segment 1 about your lowering collars, there could be some pushback from GM should anything go wrong and you need that warranty work. So you might want to keep that in mind before you send your ECM off to be modified. But for the people that don't care and are building their cars out, this is really good news.
Absolutely right. And then, nobody get upset here, Japan is getting 2 special edition C8 Corvettes.
Yeah, our last News and Headlines podcast, we joked about the new Z06s being sold in Japan and that you could have any color you wanted as long as it was black. Now we got word that there's now 2 new Stingray special editions coming to Japan as well. And they're going to be building 35 of each of them. So very limited. One of them's called the Limited Racing Style Edition. It comes in hypersonic gray or Arctic white, and you get a combination of a Cooper convertible in those. And then the other is called the Limited Sport Style Edition, and that comes in either Accelerate Yellow or you can get that one in black as well. Like you said, there's 70 of these that are going to be made, and if you put that in context of production, that would take approximately 1 shift to build at Bowling Green. So we're not losing a bunch of production time for these exports to be made.
Right. Nobody get excited. It's all good. We still are going to get our Corvettes, and hopefully we'll hit that 52,800 number. That'd be great.
And again, it's all part of that world domination tour for the C8 Corvette. You're getting a smattering of these cars in different markets. You get a little bit each year, and pretty soon you get a nice, healthy population of C8 Corvettes out there. Japan is a sort of a new market for us because this is the first time that the Corvette has ever been offered from the factory in right-hand drive. That's a big deal for those markets that drive on the right-hand side of the road.
It's pretty exciting stuff, buddy. Let's take our final break. When we come back, it's the lighter side of Corvette on deck next at Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Welcome to the world-famous Auto Direct Corvettes, America's best pre-owned Corvette destination. Family-owned for 70 years and 3 generations, the #1 Mid-Atlantic Regional Dealer of the Year for 15 years in a row. Corvette enthusiasts nationwide all say we have the best Corvettes in the USA, with 125 Corvettes and exotics in stock. We are C8 and C7 Corvette Heaven, and proud to say 50-year Corvette specialists. AutoDirectCorvettes.com, 856-461-1199. You're going to love our Corvettes as much as we do. We guarantee it.
Yogi Berra once said, if you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up there. At True Wealth & Company, we take that to heart. See, at True Wealth & Company, we believe your retirement lifestyle travels through 2 doors. Door number 1, the blue door, gives you more options, financial freedom. Your money outlives you. Every happiness you wish for in life is through the blue door. Door number 2, the red door, is where you outlive your money. You rely on family, friends, or even the state to take care of you. At True Wealth & Company, we're not just financial planners. The best way to walk through the blue door is to have a written plan. Make a work-optional lifestyle a reality with our proprietary True Life Map formula. Look towards your future with anticipation, not apprehension. Having a rock-solid fiduciary partner like True Wealth & Company is essential to effective financial planning. There's no winging it. There's nothing left to chance. Look, we don't want you to become another Yogi Berraism. Give us a call today at 913-653-TRUE. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Start your financial independence and work optional lifestyle today.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25. And every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
And now, back to Corvette Today with your host and my husband, Steve Garrett.
Thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Brought to you by Wheelcraft. Summer is here, and so is car show season. You want your Corvette looking its best. Dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. If you want a deeper dive into any of the stories Keith and I cover on this show, make sure you go to CorvetteBlogger.com. This third and final segment is always the lighter side of Corvette. Keith, I was glad to see Corvette Academy had another E-Ray video about the performance app.
Yeah, again, anytime we get official videos or teasers from Chevy, we sit up and take notice. This is part of Chevy's Corvette Academy series. This is a video series that runs on YouTube. This one being about the E-Ray. This title was called Technology on Display, and the primary speaker of the video was a lady named Carolyn Sweeney. Her title is Corvette Calibration Engineer Battery Systems. She talks about there's 3 primary display layouts for the E-Ray app. We've shared these before. We saw them at the Bash with Taj taking us through at the team seminar there. You have the gauges screen, which is now kind of the one that we've always seen. It's got the 2 circles on each side, and it shows like the dynamic power output for both the front-mounted electric motor and then the rear LT2 V8. We also have a dyno screen, which shares graphs and other info related to power and torque. And then there's a data screen that shows like electrical system performance and overall efficiency. As you get used to driving these, I don't know how much you'll use some of those screens. I think that first one is probably the most interesting, the dynamic power output. The E-Ray is new technology for the Corvette, and this app does look like a great visual reference for all that new data points that are coming at the driver now. They seem to have developed a way that makes it easily readable, but yet still geek out and get in there and do some fun stuff with it. Cool stuff from the E-Ray coming, and can't wait to learn more.
I can't wait either. I'm a tech geek, and I love all this stuff. Keith, we had 3 celebrities selling their Corvettes. Let's start. Number 1, Mario Andretti has a C5 Z06, and he sold that on Bring a Trailer.
This wasn't Mario selling his car. This was a car that he purchased new back in 2001. You get that paperwork and you follow that paper trail, and it was the owner history shows that the original owner was Mario Andretti. That's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
This car was sold on Bring a Trailer for $33,000, a strong price for a 2001 Z06, the very first year for that model. Strong price for Mario Andretti's C5 Z06.
That's cool. And also, me being a classic rock disc jockey for 46 plus years on the radio, John Bon Jovi sold his 74 Corvette, and that was done on eBay.
Yeah, and unlike Mario Andretti car, this 74 was actually owned by John Bon Jovi at the time of the sale. It was a red coupe with white interior, and it was really excellent condition inside and out. The coolest part of the car, though, is that there was an odometer mileage statement with his signature on there. And, of course, it's not John Bon Jovi, the 3 words as we know, John being J-O-N. It's John, J-O-H-N, Bon Jovi, his real name. So pretty interesting to see that both printed and signed on the odometer mileage statement. This car was on eBay, and it sold for $40,100. Again, very strong price for a 1974 Corvette. It shows you that celebrity does come with an increase in value for the right celebrity. I don't know about this next car we're going to talk about.
Well, Speed Phenom is a celebrity in his own right in the world of Corvette, and his Z06 is selling right now.
Yeah, so after 8 months of ownership, he basically says he's done everything he's wanted to do with the Z06. And with all the talk of the ZR1 coming out now, he sold his car and he's going to wait for that. Kind of seems short-sighted in our opinion, especially when a lot of his videos were just him out at the track. I mean, you could do that all the way up to when the ZR1 comes. But he does explain in his videos that he is also buying a McLaren 750S. That's probably the real reason why he's selling the Z06. In the end, these influencers are just about racking up eyeballs to their videos. They think they always need the latest and greatest to do that. But saying you're getting a ZR1 while you're selling your Z06 for $40,000 over MSRP is kind of a slap in the face of the people that really enjoyed your contributions, I think. So I wasn't really enthused to see this. Again, I just want to roll my eyes. These guys get these early cars. His car was, I think, 27, 28, maybe 37 or 38, somewhere in there. A real low car. He only had it 8 months. He's not even going to be able to enjoy those 500,000 My Chevy Rewards points, which he fought for so hard.
Right.
He sold his car. It's on Auto Trader for $224,995.
Interesting.
If you're interested, there it is.
Yep, there it is. And he had the first museum delivery of the C8 Z06. So, that car's got some history to it. If you're looking for a Z06 and a little bit of celebrity that goes along with it, that might be your car.
Well, the good news is we know that he has new carbon fiber wheels.
That's true.
He did put about 6,000 miles on his car in his ownership times. Yeah, it's been raced. It's been out there. He's had 3 sets of wheels on it, I believe. It's a car that's been driven.
That's for sure. And here's our feel-good story of the week, and this is near and dear to Keith's heart. The National Corvette Museum has been teasing their upcoming exhibit called An American Love Affair, 70 Years of Corvette. They put out a teaser video, and Keith has some special meaning for this video.
Yeah, so it's just a 15-second video, and normally I would just gloss over it, but I hit play on it. The very first image they use is of my father with his new 1966 Stingray. It's a vintage photo that I had actually provided them last year for an article which appeared in their American Sports Car magazine. It was unexpected. I was shocked to see it. I actually sent it to my sister. She got all emotional. If you know my story, my dad bought the car in 66. I came along in 68. He'd passed away in early 1982. So I took over the car in 93. And even though I've now owned it for 30 years, it's always my dad's car, and I've owned it twice as long as he did. But again, it's just always my dad's car. He actually picked up his car on June 29th. He most likely drove his Corvette to work on June 30th, which would have been the Corvette's 14th birthday. So very interesting there. And speaking of that, Steve, this Friday is Drive Your Corvette to Work Day. It's going to be June 30th. So we want to see those cars out on the road.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, congratulations. That's such a cool deal. Having your dad at the beginning of that teaser video, and everybody on Friday, drive your Corvette to work.
Absolutely. We got to get as many cars of these out there now. You C8 guys, I know that's real easy for you. I work at home, so what do? I back out the car and put it back in the garage or do something like that. I used to go down to my data center, which is in downtown Tampa, and change out my back out tapes and stuff like that. But these days, I'd rather just maybe cruise around the block and feel that sunshine on my face.
There you go. Well, the world headquarters for Corvette Today is also at my house. On Friday, I'll pull my C8 70th anniversary coupe out in the driveway, and I'll leave it sitting out there all day long. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Yeah, and I'll put the Corvette flag up on the side of the house. We'll just be rooting for all things red, white, blue, and hot dogs and apple pie too.
And Corvette. That's right. Well, buddy, thanks for being back on Corvette Today. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Sounds great, Steve. Everybody out there, keep waving and drive your Corvette this Friday.
Thanks for listening to Corvette Today, and please be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today podcast. And thanks to our sponsors. Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-840-5334. Soul Performance Products at soulpp.com, the official exhaust of Corvette Today. True Wealth & Company at retirewithtrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at aerolarri.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at chevyusa.com.
You've been listening to Corvette Today with Steve Garrett. If you'd like to contact Steve with any thoughts on the podcast or ideas for guests on Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Or connect with Steve on social media on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram using @SteveGarrettDJ. Thanks again for listening to Corvette Today.